This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Weekend is now officially over. We are back to Monday. Glad you're with us. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Roberts. Thanks for joining us this morning. A little bit of rain here and there over the weekend.
Yeah.
Still kind of damp out there this morning. Let's check in with meteorologist John Scalzi to see what we can expect in our first alert forecast. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, some clearing coming our way, but it probably won't be till the second half of the day. First half of the day is going to feature kind of more of the same, a little bit of cloud cover around, maybe some patchy drizzle at times, not out of the question, about a 20% chance of that. But the front will eventually clear us out. Satellite view shows it's kind of a messy satellite picture, actually, with a little bit of cloud cover out there, some of it rain producing, especially over on the other coast, where there's even a thunderstorm or two that has built over the course of the last hour. Now, we won't see any of that, but we will see some of the blow-off cloud cover from those storms, as well as the patchy drizzle chance, about 20% chance of that. As we head into the evening hours, the front moves through, kind of clears this out, and drops our temperatures for the remainder of the week. 83 our daytime high today with a 20% chance of rain showers, and then you'll like what happens to the temperatures over the course of the next several days. And the humidity. We'll talk about that in just a few. Back to you guys.
Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic now. Some buildups on 64 near the interstate in both directions. Also on State Road 70, just east of 301. Otherwise, nothing major right now. Farther south, look at the Ringling Causeway. A little congestion already as you head across from the Bayfront towards St. Armand Circle. Bee Ridge, little slowdowns there in the eastbound lane. South County, though, mostly clear at 6:02 on your Monday morning.
Our top story this hour, over 300 people are dead after an earthquake rocks the border of Iran and Iraq overnight.
The 7.3 quake also injured some 2,000 people. This video was taken in an Iraqi grocery store in the capital of Baghdad. That's some 200 miles from the epicenter. You can see items moving and lights swaying. Iraqi meteorologists are warning people to stay away from buildings and to not use elevators in case of possible aftershocks. We'll have more on the story as it develops throughout the day right here on ABC 7.
President Trump, on the final stop of his Asian tour this morning, is declaring a great relationship with the leader of the Philippines, Rodrigo Duterte.
He's the same man accused of authorizing the deaths of thousands of his own people during the war on drugs. ABC's Karen Travers is in Manila.
Nothing like an awkward group handshake to kick off a summit. President Trump and other world leaders standing side by side, told to put one hand over the other and shake hands with the person next to them. It didn't go smoothly, and Mr. Trump didn't seem to be enjoying himself. Later, he got down to business, a meeting with the prime ministers of Australia and Japan. The president teasing a major announcement he'll make next Wednesday at the White House.
It'll be a very complete statement as to trade, as to North Korea, as to a lot of other things.
And then that critical sit-down with President Duterte of the Philippines. Duterte has come under intense scrutiny by human rights groups who say he's carried out thousands of extrajudicial killings as part of his aggressive crackdown on drugs. President Trump in the past has commended Duterte for his war on drugs.
We've had a great relationship. This has been very successful.
The White House said the meeting focused on ISIS, trade, and drugs, and human rights briefly came up in the context of the Philippines' fight against illegal drugs. President Trump said at the start of this trip that it would be grueling, but the pace and workload wouldn't be an issue for him. Today, he complimented the press for keeping up.
I'm very impressed. You stayed with us.
One potential reason for the spring in his step here on day 13, the warm welcomes at nearly every stop, grand arrival ceremonies, lavish state dinners. The president seemed to love every minute of it.
Red carpet like nobody, I think, has probably ever received. And that really is a sign of respect, perhaps for me a little bit, but really for our country.
And the president added an extra day to what was already a marathon tour of Asia. He'll attend a regional leaders summit on Tuesday before heading back to Washington. Karen Travers, ABC News, traveling with the president in Manila.
Meantime, the U.S. Navy brought out 3 of its aircraft carriers in a rare show of force in the Western Pacific. This is the first time 3 carriers were brought together in over a decade. The commander of the U.S. Pacific Fleet said the carriers were there as part of a naval exercise and a display of the Navy's strength in that region. But North Korean media said the exercises were a prelude to war with their country.
Meanwhile, in Texas, the small town of Sutherland Springs is still trying to recover from the attack on their church that killed 26 people and wounded 20 more over a week ago. The church was open on Sunday, not for church services, but to let the public visit a memorial created in the sanctuary by volunteers. 2 of the victims, husband and wife Richard and Therese Rodriguez, were also buried in the town's cemetery over the weekend. The pastor says the church building will be demolished, adding that it would be too painful to continue using it as a place of worship. Developing overnight, police have a suspect in custody after 2 people were stabbed during a thwarted robbery at the Mall of America in Minnesota. It happened in the men's section of the mall's Macy's store. As the suspect tried to steal items from a dressing room, the owner of the items confronted the suspect and he was stabbed. The first man's screams led to his family coming over to see what was wrong, and that's when another person was stabbed. Both victims' injuries have them in the hospital recovering. They are non-life-threatening. That suspect was also treated for minor injuries. Miami Beach residents are getting some attention after using Facebook to help arrest a serial thief called the Sneaky Crook. Ken Collins is accused of stealing beachgoers' valuables for months. What Collins didn't know was that a Facebook group had been documenting his thefts. So when Miami Beach police put out a wanted notice, the group had enough documentation to lead to an arrest. The evidence will help ensure that thieves stay off the street for a longer period of time than getting out the next day with low bail.
We certainly encourage their work. They've already yielded some results in the court processes because they attend these bond hearings and they go before a judge and they, express their concerns for their safety. And oftentimes we're seeing judge raise these bonds amount.
That Facebook group now has over 1,300 members doing their part to help keep the Miami Beach community safe.
We're learning new details about a scare at the Orlando airport that caused major travel delays for passengers this weekend. A battery in a bag at a security checkpoint exploded. The incident kept thousands of travelers from reaching their destination on time because the popping sound from the battery was mistaken for gunshots. All flights were postponed for at least 4 hours while police investigated, and over 20 flights were canceled due to the explosion. Over the next 4 years, Florida universities will hire more than 100 new mental health care professionals. The announcement comes after a push by the University Board of Governors statewide. Data shows more students are facing serious psychological challenges, including stress, anxiety, and depression. A report earlier this year showed over 20,000 students use counseling services at Florida universities. That's a 20% increase from the past year and 55% more since about 10 years ago.
In consumer news, the 2 biggest U.S. toy makers might be joining forces. The Wall Street Journal says Hasbro has made an offer to take over Mattel. And according to Bloomberg, the 2 companies have been talking for quite a while. Hasbro claimed more than $11 billion in market value, thanks in part to a deal that allows them to sell Disney-themed items. Mattel has big brands too, like Fisher-Price, Barbie, and Hot Wheels, but the company's shares have lost nearly half their value this year. Winter is on the way, and the $1,000 iPhone 10 may not be able to take it. It has reportedly been freezing up in cold temperatures. Apple says it's aware of the reports of the screen becoming temporarily unresponsive to touch after a rapid change in a cold environment. In the meantime, they said the screen should be fully responsive again after just a few seconds. Apple's website recommends using iOS devices in temperatures between 32 degrees and 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Walmart shoppers will be able to get a head start on holiday discounts. The retail giant plans to be open and offer those Black Friday special deals on Thanksgiving Day. Sale prices will also be available for items on Walmart's website beginning at 12:01 Thanksgiving morning. So that's Thursday. If you're going to a store, doorbuster discounts will start at 6 p.m. Thursday. Target and Toys R Us will also open early for people who would rather shop than eat turkey.
A scam alert involving phone calls that appear to come from Sarasota police. The scammers are actually using the number of the police department to make phone calls posing as officers and asking for money. Police say they will never call and request payment or ask for your banking information over the phone. So if you get one of these calls, you're asked to call the police at 316-1199.
A scary moment caught on camera at the annual Key West Superboat World Championships over the weekend. Take a look at the video. The number 18 boat flies by running over the number 3 boat. That's the white boat going over the red boat. Both boats severely damaged in the crash, unable to compete in the final day of racing. But miraculously, both drivers able to walk away without major injury.
Florida's struggling and storm-battered citrus industry continues to suffer. The orange crop forecast for the current growing season reduced by over 7%, and industry officials think the forecast will only get worse. Florida accounted for almost half the country's total citrus production last year, but that's been struggling now for a decade against citrus greening, and the most recent hurricanes led to poor conditions as well. The latest numbers would result in a 27% decrease for oranges from last year, and grapefruit production is down over 40%. Tough times.
Yeah, and we keep hearing new bad numbers each and every week, so
Yes.
that's definitely unfortunate for that.
There's hope,
industry.
though. There's hope. University of Florida developed a tree genetically modified so that it's resistant to canker and greening. So a few years down the road, maybe
It may take some time.
the industry will come back. That'd be
Hope
kind of
so.
neat.
Yeah.
I miss my morning OJ. We have showers, a few maybe in the forecast, but then just gorgeous weather for the rest of the week. Talk about that in a second.
Also had first alert traffic, and a Sarasota County pet groomer with more than 50 years of experience is now being accused of injuring some of the pets in her care.
I'll tell you what some of the former customers are saying when we come back.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Get the best Black Friday deals right now during the Black Friday sales event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Get KBV's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for as little as $24,999. Or be one of the first to drive away in a 2018 Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Air temperature coming in warmer than average by almost 10 degrees, really. We're at 69 degrees right now. Our normal low would be about 60. So clearly some warm air around. The dew point value is 66. That's one of the reasons our temperature is so high. The other reason is the cloud cover that's out there. It's kind of thick at times, and that has given us a fairly uniform temperature structure from inland to coastline. Northeast wind also a little bit breezy, helping to stir things up. So we've got 69 in Arcadia, we've got 69 in Sarasota, we've got 69 in Northport, and we've got 68 in Bradenton. You see, the temperatures are just not varying all that much from coastal regions to inland areas. And that's thanks to those winds and to the cloud cover that's around. Cloud cover is going to be kind of persistent this morning. We have a breezy wind continuing out of the northeast that's picking up the moisture from the other coast and transporting it to our coast. All of the showers and drizzle, more than anything else, that we had over the weekend came from transport from the Atlantic coastline. And that's the same thing again today. Now, that is going to change, and the reason it's going to change is this frontal boundary located just to our north. It's triggering off snow showers in the upland areas of New York and Pennsylvania and down East Maine, and then a secondary front way back to the west will eventually sink southward, team up with some Canadian air, dive to the south, and maybe for next week bring us some significantly cooler air. But this first front will basically be just a humidity eliminator and a slight temperature drop. Nice temperature drop, but it's not going to be the Arctic blast that some folks have been hoping for. So partly sunny skies for us in the second half of the day. I think the first half of the day we'll still have to battle back some of this cloud cover. Breezy winds out of the northeast, and for boaters, pay attention to that because it's going to be very breezy during the first half of the day particularly. And then cool, dry weather on the way, and I emphasize that dry, lower humidity aspect of the forecast because it's going to feel really nice by about Wednesday, I would say. Some showers, even a thunderstorm or two on the other coast. We get some of the blow-off cloud cover from those rain showers. Otherwise, this whole line of showers is part of the cold front that'll be sinking south, wrapping up around that low-pressure area, producing the snows I just mentioned in the northeast. Futurecast shows the general trend for that northeast wind to kind of transport the moisture from the Atlantic to our coast. But then high pressure begins to build in as we head into tomorrow and into Wednesday, and that's going to reduce our rain chance to really next to nothing for the better part of the work week and slice through the humidity, bring back the sunshine. Northeast wind at about 20 reduces to 10 to 15 overnight, and we look for a beautiful week ahead with temperatures in the 70s. But check out Saturday. A front comes through on Saturday and lowers our daytime high on Sunday to 72. Many places will see temperatures in the 50s at night. Back to you.
All right, sounds great. Thank you very much, John. Looking at the roadways this morning, we are off to a quiet start on an early Monday morning. A little bit of volume on State Road 70 in Bradenton near 301, but for the most part, we are not dealing with any issues. Down in Sarasota, starting to see that volume picking up eastbound on Bee Ridge Road, also near Fruitville and 301, and down to the south, 41 looking good as you travel through Nokomis and Venice, and I-75 accident and delay free all the way down to Northport. It is 6:18, and Sarasota County pet groomer with more than 50 years experience is now being accused of injuring some of the pets in her care.
The owner of Happy Puppy Pet Spa in Venice has been receiving angry phone calls nationwide after a video surfaced on social media. Our Erica Jackson has both sides.
The Happy Puppy Pet Spa has been open for the last 6 years, but just a couple days ago, a now former employee caught the owner's aggressive behavior toward one animal on camera. Now, we must warn you, this video may be hard to watch. This video, taken on Friday at the Happy Puppy Pet Spa in Venice, has been seen by nearly 200,000 people on Facebook.
I wasn't surprised. I was out of my mind.
Cynthia Crow believes this video is a very small piece of a larger puzzle. Just 2 weeks earlier, she picked up her dog Pumpkin from the Happy Puppy Pet Spa to learn he suffered a broken jaw, abdominal bruising, and damage to his ears while at the groomers.
I'm suffering thinking of what she could have been doing to my dog and what she did to my dog, and I didn't I didn't see that.
I do not hurt animals. I love them.
The spa's owner, Phyllis Luca, says she has never intentionally hurt a dog in her 54 years of pet grooming. She says Pumpkin was fine when she finished his grooming. She came back 10 minutes later to find the injured Yorkie poo. Luca says the dog in the video, Bridget, passed out because she was stressed while getting groomed.
I'm not choking the dog. I'm just holding her head while you just do a fast snap and she comes right back.
The pet spa's phone is ringing off the hook with messages from animal rights activists from across the country.
I hope somebody does to you what you did to that dog.
Luca says she is now the subject of 2 investigations by the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. One after Crow made a statement about Pumpkin's condition, and another against a former employee who took this video.
I don't want to see that again because I can't stand to see her choking the dog.
Crow says Pumpkin can't open his mouth to eat, bark, or yawn because it will be closed in a muzzle for the next 8 to 12 weeks. She wants this to be a lesson for other pet owners to do extensive research before choosing a groomer.
He's never ever going to a groomer. I'm going to learn how to groom him now.
A local veterinarian says it's okay to moderately shake a dog while performing CPR, but vigorous shaking can hurt the animal. We reached out to the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office for more information about the case, but it could not be reached over the weekend. Reporting in Venice, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
For updates on local breaking news, you can download the latest updated version of our app. iPhone users need to re-download our new version. Search for WWSB or My Suncoast at the App Store. Android users get the update automatically.
Still ahead, the latest on the Alabama Senate candidate facing allegations of sexual misconduct.
We'll tell you why the White House says they're not ready for Roy Moore to step aside just yet. Stay with us.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. They send out devastating letters, garnish paychecks, and even put liens on your home or business. You may have heard of it. It's called enforced compliance. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms and can negotiate a tax settlement with the IRS. It's that simple. And if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars, finally ending your financial stress. Now is the time for a fresh start. Now is the time to call Tax 10,000. 800-699-3188. That's 800-699-3188. Call now.
So, how many of us feel completely confident about our financial future? Let's hear some specifics. Yes, go ahead.
I don't want to be a burden to my kids. When my husband died, it took almost all of our savings to give him a proper funeral. I honestly don't know if there's enough to bury me, let alone cover expenses should something happen.
Okay. Let's talk solutions. One thing you may want to get in place is a guaranteed whole life insurance policy from United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, which is a Mutual of Omaha company. This is affordable coverage, which provides a cash payment which can cover funeral expenses, bills, and other financial needs. Most payments are on their way within 24 hours. Yes, sir.
I need medical exams, things like that.
No medical exams. If you're between the ages of 45 and 85, you can call this number or you can go online and apply for coverage up to $25,000. United of Omaha Guaranteed Whole Life Insurance. Call or go online now.
This holiday season, share the greatest gift of all, peace of mind. Subaru is rated the safest and most dependable automotive brand, and all Subaru models with EyeSight are a 2017 IIHS top safety pick. Now during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $219 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down.
Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Had a nice time on Longboat Key for Veterans Day. Jacqueline and I had a chance to ride in the Channel 7 car and then moderate a discussion at the local temple with two veterans, one who served in World War II, one who served in the Iraqi conflict in the early 90s. And they discussed the contrasting technology and communication devices during their respective times in war.
Nice to see a lot of Veterans Day celebrations, of course, around the Suncoast over the weekend. And you can see more from area events. Check out our social media pages. You can, of course, find more on Ray Collins' Facebook page and John Scalzi's Facebook page as well. It is 6:25, and Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore is facing growing calls to drop out of the race after a report he allegedly had a sexual encounter with a 14-year-old girl when he was in his 30s.
Now, the White House is not calling on Moore to step aside now, but says he still has some explaining to do. ABC's Tom Lamas has the latest on this growing controversy.
In this morning's GMA First Look, candidate Roy Moore standing defiant in the face of growing calls from his own party to step aside, now vowing to turn the tables after being accused of molesting a 14-year-old girl and dating teenagers while he was a district attorney 38 years ago.
In the next few days, there will be revelations about the motivations and the content of this article.
Moore yet to provide that proof, which he's been promising for days would discredit the allegations uncovered by the Washington Post. The accusations leading to several Republican senators to call for him to drop out.
I think it would be best if Roy would just step aside.
And coming up at 7 a.m., political analysts Meghan McCain and Matthew Dowd weigh in live with your GMA First Look. I'm Tom Yamas, ABC News, New York.
I am totally blind, and Non-24 can throw my days and nights out of sync, keeping me from the things I love to do. Talk to your doctor and call 844-214-2424.
Hey there, hi. Why do people have eyebrows? Why do people put milk on cereal? Oh, are you reading why people put milk on cereal? Why does your tummy go grumbly, grumbly, grumbly? Why is it all...
No more questions for you. Whew, that milk in your cereal was messing with you, wasn't it? Yeah, it happens to more people than you think. Try Lactaid. It's real milk without that annoying lactose. Good, right?
Yeah.
I got your back. Lactaid. It's the milk that doesn't mess with you.
Feel the power of Theraflu Express Max. New power to fight back. Theraflu's powerful new formula to defeat 7 cold and flu symptoms fast. So you can play on. Theraflu Express Max. New power.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599. 800-570-7599.
Attention blood thinner users. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. The widely prescribed blood thinners Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to a number of dangerous side effects, including internal bleeding, gastrointestinal bleeding, kidney bleeding, stroke, brain hemorrhaging, and even death. If you or a loved one suffered any of these injuries after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call right now. You may be owed significant compensation from the manufacturer. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
If you're between 50 and 85 years old, call the number on your screen right now for free information on how to save your family thousands of dollars. We're Family Love Plans, and we've been helping families just like yours for over 30 years. The average funeral today can cost up to $10,000 or more, but the most you'll get from government benefits is just $255. How will your family pay the difference? At Family Love Plans, we can help you and your family. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam and your plan can't be canceled. Better still, your rate will never go up and your benefits will never go down. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and receive approval right over the phone.
Call 1-800-707-3608. That's 1-800-707-3608.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, a community looking for answers. One person shot and killed and another's missing for months. We'll talk about search efforts.
Plus, the head of Sarasota's Farmers Market wants to spend $17,000 on increased security. We'll tell you what he wants to do exactly.
And we'll talk about who won this year's Crystal Classic Sand Sculpting Contest on Siesta Key. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back at 6:31 on a Monday morning. I'm Stephanie Roberts.
I'm Ray Collins. We went shopping for furniture yesterday and came back outside hours later, and the sky was white. It was misting outside.
Misting is better than a downpour, though, when you're out and about. And I'm hoping we never got a downpour because the sand sculptures still on display through today, as is the chalk art.
That's true.
In Venice. So if you didn't get out this weekend, today you still have a chance to get out there. I know I have hopes of getting to Siesta Key this afternoon. But John Scalzi is at First Alert Forecast with us. And John, I have hopes of avoiding rain if we're out and about today.
I think so. You know, we may see a little bit of patchy drizzle, but the rain chance is pretty small, even for that. So I think we're going to be okay. The other coast, however, getting some pretty good downpours of rain under some thunderstorm activity over there. I don't think we'll see any of that across our region. We do have a fair amount of cloud cover around, and that cloud cover will be kind of persistent throughout the morning hours at least. A frontal boundary sinking southward across the region will help to bring us a chance of rainfall today, or showers, I should say. They'll be brief, they'll be passing, they won't produce a lot of rain. You can see mostly to the south of the viewing area. We have a better chance of seeing some showers brought over from the thunderstorm activity on the other coast. Today's daytime high, warm once again, for this time of year anyway, coming in around 83, but there's colder air on the way, and we'll talk about that coming up in a few. Back to you guys.
Thank you, John. Checking First Alert traffic, nothing major right now. 64 in the eastbound lane. As you head toward the interstate, watch that. Also, usual delays on 14th Street West, also known as US 41, as you travel through Manatee County. Issue there on Bee Ridge Road. We'll click on that and find out more about that. It's at Lockwood Ridge at Bee Ridge, so be aware of that. That's a busy intersection there. Also, you'll see 41 northbound as you're approaching the 301 split. Some congestion there this morning. Let's check farther south now into South County, and no real delays at 6:33 on your Monday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, a Sarasota neighborhood hit with two crimes just days apart is facing still more questions than answers.
It's been more than 2 months since the shooting death of Travis Combs and the disappearance of Jabez Spann. And as our Adam Cellini tells us, some fear in the community that concern is dwindling.
You could not have known Travis and harm Travis. This just, it's not possible.
Teresa Richardson says her 31-year-old nephew Travis Combs was more like a son. The two were set to be neighbors after Richardson helped him purchase the lot next to her home. It's where they found Combs' body in August with a gunshot wound in his back.
I want to know why, because I think maybe it's something that just got out of hand.
Richardson says her nephew was a hard worker, but more importantly, a father to a 4-year-old son.
He took his child to daycare, picked him up for daycare, took his child to church. He's still thinking his dad is coming to pick him up.
Police still haven't found a suspect in Combs' murder or another crime that occurred following his candlelight vigil. 14-year-old Jabez Spann disappearing a few hundred feet from where he lived with his grandmother, Lucille Tillery.
With me, we laid my nephew to rest. With Miss Tillery and her family, they have nobody to lay to rest, so they can't rest.
Investigators have not found a link between the crimes, but aren't ruling out a possible connection. Sunday, the community formed their 11th search party for Spann.
Turnout's more than what I expected, but lately it has not been a turnout at all.
Jerica Sutton is among those disappointed in the community's effort to find Jabez.
They're going to realize that Newtown is a town who doesn't care. And if that's the case, this is where everybody's going to come when they want to snatch up a child.
But the trail seems to have gone cold, which means Richardson may never be able to ask those responsible one final question.
I want to see if the people are remorseful.
Adam Cellini, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
In light of recent terror events involving larger crowds, the executive director of Sarasota's Farmers Market says it's important to stay proactive and make safety a top priority here on the Suncoast.
People are concerned. Customers and vendors over the last few years have been concerned with security. And, and obviously, something driving into the market is a high concern.
So the leader of the Farmers Market has presented a proposal to the city and the Downtown Improvement District Board asking for almost $17,000 to make improvements.
We could do this with maybe some of those Jersey-style plastic water barriers that are actually 1,600 pounds and putting multiple ones together. And why not keep the market secure? Because it's important to downtown.
The concern with the proposal is the cost and that barricades could diminish downtown's atmosphere. Another suggestion is to install permanent retractable barriers that could go underground when they're not being used, but that, of course, is still a cost concern.
In Manatee County, hundreds came out for a two-day free clinic in Bradenton over the weekend. Some even camped out overnight to get free medical, vision, and dental care. The group, called Remote Area Medical, brought in practitioners locally and all across the country to provide care to people who may not get it otherwise.
I have never had an eye exam before, and I cannot tell you, when putting these glasses on, after picking out the frame, being tired, it doesn't matter, and to put those glasses on, I couldn't believe that I could see across the hallway and read a page that far away.
When we arrived Friday morning for setup, there were patients waiting for us. They'd been there overnight already. So people had waited 24, 36 hours to get in the doors to receive care.
Yeah, in 2 days, 1,000 showed up. The clinic was so popular that they actually had to turn away some patients on the final day. The mission to end hunger across the Suncoast got a helping hand thanks to area restaurants over the weekend. The popular fundraising event Bowls of Hope made its return to Ed Smith Stadium. Attendees select a handcrafted bowl donated by local artists and students and filled it with soup provided by one of over 40 local restaurants.
I'm looking for a really contemporary one to match my house, and I got a great one.
Well, it's always a beautiful, fun experience, and we love the bowls and the soup, and we like to make a contribution to All Faiths Food Bank.
Empty Bowls is the primary fundraiser that benefits the Food Bank of Manatee each year, with all proceeds going directly back to the program. Happening today, Planned Parenthood of Central and Southwest Florida will host its annual fashion show. Besides raising funds, they'll also honor their retiring CEO of the past 24 years, Barbara Dravecki. It all starts at noon at Michael's on East in Sarasota.
On KC Key, the observation deck at North Jetty Park will be removed tomorrow. Recent storms, including Hurricane Irma, heavily damaged the dock and deck. Now, the dock had already been closed for almost a year while the damage was being assessed. This removal is expected to just take 1 day. Happening today, the Service Club Park in Venice will be closed for construction. The park on Harbor Drive South will remain closed until mid-April as the existing boardwalk and picnic areas are rebuilt. Once complete, the new facility will provide full ADA-approved access to the beach as well as feature raised picnic areas. Beachgoers are encouraged to use other nearby accesses to the beach while this park is closed.
Speaking of beach, you still have one more day to see the amazing sand sculptures at this year's Crystal Sand Classic. 24 of the world's best sand sculptors turned the beach's award-winning sand into incredible creations. Catalytic Thinking took home the Sculptors Award. There it is. Third place went to Reclamation, which shows a Jeep next to a tree. Second place sculptors Helena Bangard and Fergus Mulvaney created their piece Water Dream. Look at that one. And here's the top one, Winter is Coming. Took home first place, which is a Game of Thrones inspired creation by Dan Beecher and Karen Freilich. Here's Karen.
Winter is Coming, inspired by Game of Thrones, and we went with the fact that the sand is really, really, really white and just tried to play on the fact that it looks like snow. and it just kind of came together.
Well, the sculptures remain on display throughout the day till about 5 p.m. Organizers estimate over 100,000 people came out to see this year's competition. I'm not surprised. John and I were out there on Friday afternoon for a promo shoot, and there's people lined up to get inside to see the sculptures.
Very popular.
It's amazing. That artwork is just incredible. You kind of wish it would last forever, though, I know.
Well, let me ask you a question. What happens now?
They bulldoze them.
They
Tuesday.
bulldoze them?
Yes, we have talked to them repeatedly about that, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And the artists say, fine, no problem, we'll sculpt again somewhere else. But I can't imagine what it must be like to watch them all go down.
Yeah. Leave no footprint, I guess.
No, it's all over after today.
Oh, I wonder if the people that run the bulldozers then have to go through therapy to deal with that. We have some pleasant weather coming your way. We'll talk about that in a second.
Also coming up, the latest in First Alert traffic, and November is National Diabetes Month.
We'll have some tips on how you can manage the disease and help others in the process. But first, a pretty shot outside our tower cam of downtown Sarasota. Some clouds. We'll have John's forecast. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
It's the holiday sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sport Utility for $269 per month or a 2017 MKZ for $279 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Warm weather trend continues with an air temperature outside at 69 degrees, well above the average for this time of morning, this time of year. We should be at about 60, so again, we're running almost 10 degrees above the norm. 66-degree dew point, again, also on the warm side, helping to keep our nighttime lows a little bit warmer. And the other ingredient helping to keep our nighttime lows a little warmer is the cloud cover that's about northeast wind coming in at about 7, breezy this morning. The differences between inland temperatures and coastal temperatures are not all that significant because of the clouds, because of the winds kind of stirring things up beneath those clouds. 69 degrees in Wauchula, 69 in Arcadia, 69 in Northport, Venice, Sarasota, Longboat Key, 68 in Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch. You usually see at least a 3-degree difference between inland temperatures and coastal regions, but certainly not today. I mean, it can vary widely depending on the direction of the wind, but certainly an exact same temperature, 50 miles inland is significant. That is going to change over the course of the next few days. And the reason for that is our skies are going to clear up, our dew points are going to fall significantly, because we have a frontal boundary just to our north that's going to be moving through the state today. That frontal boundary probably on our doorstep by about 7 o'clock tonight, going to help to remove some of the cloud cover that's around. I think the second half of the day will be a lot clearer than the first half of the day. Also, wind speeds will start to decrease just a little bit as high pressure significantly builds in. I think overnight tonight, we'll see those temperatures kind of settle down, the winds kind of settle down a little bit, so that by tomorrow morning, you won't get as strong a wind as we will see this morning. So boaters, pay attention to that. We could have a northeast wind coming in at about 20 knots out there on open waters throughout the morning hours at times. A few scattered showers over on the other coast, still prevalent at this hour, even a thunderstorm or two. Partly sunny skies for the second half of the day, a breezy wind, and then some cooler, drier weather on the way. Those are the weather highlights for the next 3 days anyway. Showers you can see on radar on the other coast, a few of them trying to work their way into areas locally. It'll just be light rain, some patchy drizzle, mostly in Charlotte County. As far as the rest of the country goes, pretty quiet, benign weather over a large portion of real estate, with the northeast being kind of the hot spot close to us, with some scattered showers and snow showers. The RPM computer model shows a few of those showers trying to work their way closer to us, riding on that northeasterly wind flow. In fact, I'll give this about a 20% chance of a morning shower with a northeast wind at about 20 knots. Expect to see a choppy condition on your bay and inland waters, but that will be subsiding overnight tonight. And over the next several days, once the front is through, beautiful weather, daytime highs in the upper 70s, lots of sunshine, lower relative humidity, cooler nighttime temperatures, and then Saturday night, a more significant front drops our temperatures into the 70s, low 70s for daytime highs on Sunday. Back to you.
We are looking at good conditions at First Alert traffic this morning. 301 and State Road 70, usual spot, has a little bit of volume, but no big problems. I-75 moving well in Manatee County. As we go down to the south, we do have one accident to talk about. It's on Bee Ridge at Lockwood Ridge. Typically a pretty busy spot, but right now it doesn't appear to be causing any problems. A little bit of a backup getting on I-75 at Fruitville, but things looking good in South County on 41 and 75. In this morning's Health Smart is National Diabetes Month. While there is no cure, there are ways to manage it. Reed Binion has more.
Diabetes is characterized by high levels of blood sugar resulting from defects in insulin production. Diabetes types 1 and 2 are the most common forms of the disease. 9 out of 10 diabetes patients are diagnosed with type 2 or adult onset diabetes. That's where your body doesn't produce enough insulin or use it correctly and is unable to keep blood sugar at normal levels. With type 1, also called juvenile diabetes, your body can't make insulin at all. And while there isn't a cure yet, you can live a healthy life by managing your lifestyle. A person can lower the chances of developing type 2 diabetes by losing weight, maintain regular physical activity, and follow a healthy diet. Keep an eye on possible symptoms, such as frequent urination, excessive thirst, and slow healing wounds. People with diabetes are at higher risk for serious health complications, such as heart disease and stroke, so it's important to maintain your regular checkups. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
Entertainment news now. Longtime gossip columnist Liz Smith has passed away. Smith began her column more than 40 years ago in the New York Daily News. Along the way, she earned the nickname the Grand Dame of Dish. Her column was eventually in 70 newspapers. She passed away at her home in New York over the weekend. Liz Smith was 94 years old. The MTV European Music Awards took place last night in London. Pop vocalist Shawn Mendes took home the biggest awards for the night. Best Song, Best Artist, even Best Canadian Artist. The EMAs are held in a different city each year in Europe. Next year's ceremony will take place in Spain. And how much would you pay for a guitar played by Bob Dylan? Heritage Auctions in Dallas says an anonymous buyer paid almost $400,000 for Dylan's 1963 acoustic guitar. It originally sold to Dylan's guitar repairman, Larry Craig, for just over $500. By the way, a Fender electric guitar Dylan later played, sold for nearly $1 million back in 2013. When you buy those things, is it an investment to resell someday, or you're a huge fan to put in the corner and admire it?
I think you pretty much admire it.
We'll leave it there.
Yes, exactly. Or maybe your family member sells it the next generation
Yeah.
and reaps the awards.
The answer is both then, yeah. Still ahead, your top local news headlines, and an inspiring veteran reached an amazing goal over the weekend.
We'll tell you why a double amputee ran 31 marathons in 31 days.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
When I was growing up, my mom told us, always treat others the way you want to be treated. She did business with companies that shared her values, like Mutual of Omaha. She had a guaranteed whole life insurance policy through United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, a Mutual of Omaha company. When my mother passed away, her United of Omaha policy helped cover her funeral expenses and bills, and they had money on its way to us within 24 hours.
United of Omaha is here to take care of you. When you call the number on your screen, we'll help find the right policy for you. If you're between 45 and 85, you can get coverage up to $25,000 with no medical exam. Call us right now at the number on your screen.
Now I know I'll be taking care of my family, even after I'm gone.
United of Omaha guaranteed whole life insurance. Call or go online now. Be there for their future.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
We are taking a look outside near Marina Jack in downtown Sarasota. Pretty quiet there on the bay, but it is also a little gray on a Monday morning.
6:53 as you awaken, some clouds right now.
Actually, here are some top stories we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
The Sarasota's Farmers Market head wants to spend $17,000 on security improvements following recent terror attacks around the world. One idea is to add permanent retractable barriers that come up from underground.
Plus, scary moments at the Orlando International Airport after a battery inside of a bag malfunctioned and started smoking. It led to major delays and even flight cancellations over the weekend.
And you still have one more day to check out the amazing sand sculptures on Siesta Beach. Over 100,000 people have checked out the artwork since it began on Friday.
Taking a final look at First Alert traffic this morning, we do have an accident to report at Lockwood Ridge and Bee Ridge Roads in Sarasota. But major thoroughfares, I-75, 301, 41 north-south, all looking good in between Manatee and Sarasota counties. John?
As you mentioned, a little bit of cloud cover out there. There's a 20% chance of some of those clouds producing a little bit of patchy drizzle, maybe a spritz or two. But in the second half of the day, I think everything will clear out just a little bit. We'll see some sunshine return. Daytime highs will pop up to about 83, warmer than average. And that's because of a front moving through that'll cool us down the rest of the week.
Thank you, John. An amazing story here. Disabled Marine met his remarkable goal over the weekend on Veterans Day. Double amputee Rob Jones completed the last of 31 marathons in 31 days. The retired Marine Corps sergeant competed in 1 marathon a day over the past month, from London to Boston to Houston to Denver. He set out to raise money for a group of charities helping wounded warriors. So far, Jones has raised more than $125,000. He lost both legs in Afghanistan back in 2010, but it has never slowed him down.
My objective with the 31 marathons in 31 days is to just get a story out there about a veteran that went to Afghanistan, had a traumatic experience, came back, minus 2 legs, but was still able to find my new way that I was going to contribute to my country and my society, and keep fighting for my brother veterans.
So since losing his legs 7 years ago, he has won a bronze medal in the Paralympics, biked over 5,000 miles across the country, and climbed over 100 flights of stairs at the Freedom Tower. Inspirational.
Amazing.
That guy deserves a Medal of Freedom.
First of all, the attitude is admirable, but the concept of 31 marathons in 31 days, that's
logistically, how do you get to them all?
day after day.
Enjoy your
Monday. Good Morning America's up next.